Monday morning in downtown Seattle. The open office of NovaPixel Labs hums with fluorescent light and quiet dread. Lena Park sits outside the glass conference room, fingers clenched around a paper cup of lukewarm coffee.
If this performance review goes badly, I am done pretending I am fine.
Her manager Grayson Carter opens the door with a tight smile that never reaches his eyes.
Lena, come in. This will be quick.
He gestures at the chair across from him like he is doing her a favor, not judging her entire worth.
So, I have looked at your numbers. They are not impressive. You stay quiet in meetings. You do not project confidence. Clients never remember your name.
Every word lands like a slap, confirming the late-night doubts that have been chewing her alive.
You are just not leadership material. Some people have presence. Some people should stay invisible.
I did land the Bryant account, and I stayed late every night last month. That has to count for something.
Workhorses are easy to find. Stars are rare. You are not a star.
Lena stares at the printout of her metrics. Red circles around every perceived failure. Hands starting to shake.
If you want to stay, you need to fix your attitude. Maybe try smiling more. Clients like pretty energy.
My job is strategy, not being pretty energy.
Your job is whatever makes this company money. If you cannot handle that, there are plenty of replacements.
The meeting ends with a fake handshake and a real threat. A 30-day improvement plan that reads like a warning label.
Thank you for the feedback, I guess.
She walks out on numb legs. The office chatter blurring into white noise. Humiliation pounding in her ears. By lunch, she is hiding in a stairwell. Cheeks wet, scrolling job postings. She is too exhausted to apply for.
Maybe he is right. Maybe I am just background character material.
When the workday finally crawls to an end, Lena stumbles out into the drizzle-soaked street, mind buzzing with shame. A weekend flea market stretches along the sidewalk, strings of lights fighting the gray sky, stalls cluttered with forgotten things.
There you are. I have been calling all afternoon. You did not answer once.
Sorry, performance review. Got told I am officially terrible at existing.
You are not terrible, he is trash. Come walk with me, retail therapy, but make it broke friendly.
Riley loops an arm through hers and pulls her toward a stall overflowing with vintage jewelry and enamel pins.
First-time shoppers get a discount. Pick whatever calls to you.
Among tangled chains and plastic rings, Lena spots a small silver brooch shaped like a theater mask split down the middle. One half smiles, the other frowns. Tiny crystals glittering along the edge like stage lights.
This one is weirdly cute and kind of on theme for my tragic little life.
The persona pin rumor says it lets you try on any role you want, but it always charges a price.
Love that. Maybe tomorrow you can load main character energy and quit that stupid job.
If only I can barely load my emails.
On impulse, she buys the brooch, pins it to her plain gray blazer, laughing at herself for believing anything might change. The metal is cool against her fingers, then suddenly warm, like someone pressing a hand to her sternum.
Ow, static shock, rude.
A dizzy rush swirls through her, spine straightening, shoulders rolling back, a strange certainty sliding into place. Her voice when she speaks next sounds lower, smoother, wrapped in velvet steel.
You know what? I am going back to the office for a minute.
You hate that place. Why punish yourself twice in one day?
Because I just realized I am done letting small men tell me how small I am.
Riley blinks at her, recognizing the shift, the sudden lethal confidence that does not sound like the girl she walked in with.
Okay, scary version of you, I am coming too.
Back at NovaPixel, Lena strides through the open office like she owns the building, heels slicing across the polished floor.
Whoa, who gave Lena a spine upgrade?
She pushes open Grayson office door without knocking, the persona in her chest roaring for center stage.
Excuse me. We schedule meetings here.
Actually, this is not a meeting. This is an exit interview. And you are the one being reviewed.
Her words cut through the air like clean glass, drawing heads above cubicle walls, the entire floor going silent.
You mistreat your team. You belittle people. Instead of leading them, you are bleeding talent out of this company. I landed accounts in spite of you, not because of you. I refuse to let you call that invisible.
Who do you think you are? talking to me like that?
Someone who finally realized I do not need your approval to exist. Enjoy replacing me. It will cost you.
She drops her badge on his desk with a clatter and walks out to the sound of coworkers whispering in stunned delight.
That was iconic. I have chills. When did you become an ice queen from a prestige drama?
I do not know, but I kind of like her.
By the time they reach the subway, the adrenaline fades, the pin cools, and Lena legs wobble, confidence leaking away.
What did I just do? I quit my job with no plan. Who was that person?
That person was still you, just a louder version. Maybe the pin is your magic filter.
On the train home, she scrolls aimlessly, thumb pausing on a campus billboard ad that pops up in her feed. The photo shows a man in his late 20s at a whiteboard, sleeves rolled, expression sharp and serious. Text above his head reads, "Public lecture tonight. Persona Psychology in the Age of Social Media, Professor Miles Rowan."
Persona Psychology Universe? Is this a joke?
Maybe destiny has finally decided to stop bullying you and start sending resources.
Fine. Let us go hear what the expert thinks about fake selves before I lose mine completely.
The auditorium at Westlake University smells like old wood and new coffee, a mix of students and locals filling every row. Lena and Riley slip into seats near the back, Lena thumb brushing the persona pin in nervous habit.
Relax, it is a talk, not an exorcism. Unless he starts chanting, then we run.
On stage, Miles Rowan adjusts the microphone, tall and lean in a navy shirt, eyes sweeping the crowd with calm focus.
We live in a time where everyone is expected to be a brand, not a person. We curate, filter, and perform, then wonder why intimacy feels impossible.
His words land too close to home. Lena throat tightens as she remembers Grayson, calling her invisible, and the ice queen she became.
Persona is not the enemy by itself. Personas can protect us. The problem begins when we forget who we are underneath.
Underneath feels like the problem right now.
Halfway through the lecture, the pin flares hot, a soft buzz against her skin. The world tilts, her posture softens, and a ridiculous urge to smile at everyone floods her chest.
Oh no, not now. Not in front of a room full of psychology students.
What is it? You look like you are about to offer free hugs to strangers.
Today, Persona feels opposite of the Ice Queen, warmth spilling out of her like an over-affectionate puppy.
Ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when the show ends?
When the lecture ends, students swarm the stage with questions. Lena drifts forward without meaning to, pulled by curiosity and that strange warmth.
Thanks for coming tonight. If you have more questions, office hours are posted outside the psych department.
Miles steps off the stage, almost colliding with Lena as she hovers near the aisle.
Sorry, I was not looking. You did great up there.
Thank you. Did anything in particular stand out to you?
The warmth shoves her forward, words spilling out unchecked, bright and bubbly.
Honestly, all of it. You are like Persona Batman. I love how you hate fake branding but still look like a professor ad.
That is a new one, Persona Batman. So, are you a student here or just visiting?
Neither. I am between jobs, between lives, between identities. You know, casual crisis.
She hears herself sound ridiculous and cannot stop, the puppy persona wagging her metaphorical tail.
That sounds rough, but at least you are honest about the crisis part. Most people just slap a motivational quote on it and call it growth.
She is trying this new thing where she stops pretending she is fine. Hi, I am Riley, Chaos Support Staff.
Nice to meet you both. If you are really interested in personas, feel free to sit in on one of my classes. I warn you though, I am not gentle with fake selves.
I can handle blunt, probably.
As he smiles politely and moves on, the warmth in her chest stutters, then flickers out like a blown candle. Her posture droops, voice shrinking back to its usual unsure volume, brain catching up with what just happened.
Riley, did you feel that? It is like he turned something off just by standing there.
You went from golden retriever to regular tired human in 2 seconds. Maybe he is your reset button.
Later that week, Lena does sit in on one of his classes, choosing a seat by the door in case the pin misbehaves. The persona hits that morning as something else entirely, cool and distant, an artsy stranger in borrowed clothes. She walks into the lecture hall in black, hair twisted up, eyeliner sharp, every movement slow and deliberate.
Welcome back. I see some familiar faces and a few new ones. Today we are talking about curated personas, the artist, the genius, the cool girl who pretends she does not care.
His gaze lands on Lena for a second, noting the change in her entire vibe, a small crease forming between his brows.
Some personas are armor, some are cages. The tricky part is knowing which you are wearing.
After class, he catches up with her at the door, the corridor buzzing with students rushing to their next lives.
You again. I almost did not recognize you.
Yeah, I change my look a lot. It is a hobby or a problem. Jury's still out.
Either way, you take good notes. Most visitors just play on their phones. If you want to talk more about this identity crisis between jobs, my office hours are open.
Careful, I might actually show up and overshare.
As he steps closer to hand her a business card, the persona peels away again, leaving Lena standing there as just herself.
Wait, this keeps happening around you. You really are some kind of reset button.
Or maybe I am just too allergic to performance for your persona to survive near me.
2 weeks later, NovaPixel announces a mandatory weekend retreat at a rustic lodge outside the city. Lena almost deletes the email, then remembers her severance paperwork on the kitchen table and the unpaid rent notice on her fridge.
If I go and network, maybe I land somewhere that does not treat me like dust.
Go, worst case you roast marshmallows and talk trash about capitalism.
The morning of the retreat, the persona pin activates before she even finishes her cereal. Instead of Ice Queen or Golden Retriever, a heavy fog of dread settles in her body, limbs leaden, heartbeat loud.
Great. Now, I am apparently loading Social Anxiety Deluxe Edition.
On the bus to the lodge, coworkers chatter and swap snacks, while Lena curls into the corner seat. Headphones on with no music.
Hey Lena, you coming to the bonfire icebreakers tonight?
Maybe. I am not feeling very people-shaped today.
At the lodge check-in, her old team gathers in tight knots, laughing with Grayson as if he never gutted them in private.
Lena, surprised to see you here. I assumed you would be too busy figuring out your next move.
Consider this a farewell tour. I came for the free coffee.
Her voice comes out small despite the joke. The social anxiety persona, yanking her back from every sharp reply.
Everyone, gather in the main hall. Our keynote speaker is about to start.
Lena drifts with the group into a high-ceilinged room lined with windows looking over a lake. On stage, adjusting a wireless microphone, stands Miles Rowan.
You have got to be kidding me.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are talking about burnout, identity, and why your work persona should not swallow your whole life.
As his voice fills the room, the suffocating fog around Lena begins to thin, shoulders loosening without her consent.
If the only version of you that gets praise is the one at work, that is not validation. That is a trap. You deserve to exist, even when you are not useful.
Her chest tightens, a quiet, almost painful relief, pressing hot behind her eyes.
If you are measuring your worth in metrics alone, you will always feel like a glitch.
After the talk, company people swarm him with questions about productivity, missing his point entirely. Lena hangs back by the coffee urns until the crowd thins, then forces herself toward the stage.
Lena, right. We keep meeting in emotionally charged rooms.
You remember my name? That is embarrassing and nice at the same time.
You are not easy to forget. Your energy shifts every time I see you.
Yeah, about that, I have this weird problem with personas. Mine do not ask for permission before showing up.
That sounds more like a story for a walk than a quick hallway chat. Want to escape the trust fall session?
They slip away from the schedule, following a trail down to the lake where the water mirrors gray clouds.
My old boss told me I was invisible. The day I got this pin, I turned into someone who could make him flinch. Since then, every morning, it feels like a different version of me loads. Today, I woke up terrified of everyone.
And around me, that feeling fades.
Yes, it is like you mute the noise, which is either fate or a very specific bug in my brain.
Or your nervous system finally believes it does not have to perform near me. People pleasers often build personalities out of what others needed from them. When safety enters, the real self tries to surface.
What if I do not know who that real self is anymore?
Then we figure it out slowly. No branding, no personas, just messy trial and error. For what it is worth, every version I have seen, anxious, bubbly, icy, they all care about people more than they admit.
Lena looks at him, wind tugging her hair. The idea of being seen that clearly and not judged making her chest ache.
Do you always psychoanalyze women at company retreats?
Only the ones who keep accidentally stealing my attention.
By the time Monday rolls around, Lena has a freelance interview lined up with a rival agency, Brightline Creative. They invite her to pitch on a major campaign as a trial, one presentation to prove she deserves a permanent spot.
If I nail this, I can finally stop waking up to job site emails at 3 in the morning.
You will nail it, and if your pin tries anything weird, I will personally throw it in the nearest river.
The morning of the pitch, Lena stands in front of her bathroom mirror, watching the persona pin in the reflection.
Please, just give me something functional today. No existential meltdown, no chaotic flirt, just competent adult mode.
The pin warms and cools, then flares again, this time in rapid pulses that send sparks up her spine. At Brightline Sleek conference room, the long table glows under recessed lighting. Executives already seated with tablets open.
Lena, we are excited to see what you have for the Horizon Wellness campaign.
She takes a breath, fingers resting on the clicker, persona settling into place like a mask snapping onto her face.
Horizon does not need another glossy promise of balance. People are exhausted by perfection. They want campaigns that admit the mess.
For 3 blissful minutes, she is brilliant. Ideas crisp, voice steady, slides syncing perfectly with her words. Then the pin glitches. Heat spikes, drops, spikes again. Her throat closing, hands suddenly clammy and unsure.
And, obviously, you probably have a lot of pitches. I am sure everyone here is very impressive.
Her eyes dart to the windows as if checking for escape routes. The social anxiety persona yanking her into retreat.
Are you all right? Do you need a moment?
Before she can answer, the pin lurches again, and the bubbly persona surges up, words tumbling out too fast.
Sorry, nervous system buffering. Anyway, imagine Horizon as your chaotic friend who shows up with snacks and bad jokes.
A few people chuckle, others exchange confused looks. Her pitch deck now wildly out of sync with her tone. The pin pulses again, snapping her into icy detachment mid-sentence.
This campaign will work because people are manipulable. If you give them a script for self-care, they will read it on command.
Gasps ripple around the table. One executive nearly chokes on coffee.
That is a very honest way to frame it.
Lena's stomach drops, horror finally catching up to her as the pin continues to flicker like a shorting wire.
I am sorry. Something is wrong. This is not how I meant to say any of this.
The conference room door opens quietly at the back. Miles steps in, wearing a visitor badge, eyes flicking instantly to Lena trembling at the front of the room.
Apologies for the interruption. I am here to observe the client psychology segment we discussed.
Of course, Professor Rowan, please join us. We were just hearing Lena's perspective on authenticity.
As he walks closer, the chaotic surge inside Lena slows. The personas peeling back layer by layer.
May I add something, only if Lena is comfortable?
Please. I am very not fine right now.
What you are seeing is not incompetence. It is the result of a system that rewards personas more than people. You ask her to deliver perfection, not honesty, and her nervous system is rejecting that demand in real time.
We just need to know if her concept can sell product.
Then let her tell you the concept in her own words without a performance script. Lena, what do you actually believe about this brand?
With Miles beside her, the room stops spinning. The personas finally quiet, leaving a raw, shaking core.
I believe people are tired of brands promising that a candle or an app will fix their lives. I believe Horizon could be the first to say, life will still be messy. We just want to sit with you in it. The campaign I want to make admits that burnout exists, that self-care is not a product. It is permission.
Silence follows, but it is not hostile. It is the heavy kind that means people are actually thinking.
That is unexpectedly refreshing. We could work with that angle. Lena, we would like to move forward with you on this trial, on the condition you keep bringing this level of honesty.
I can do honest. Just do not ask me for flawless.
Flawless is boring anyway.
Weeks later, Lena's desk at Brightline is cluttered with mood boards, empty coffee cups, and sticky notes covered in half-formed taglines. The Horizon campaign is in full swing, and her name is finally on the deck as lead strategist.
Lead strategist sounds like something a real person with a real life would have.
You are a real person, and your life is happening right now, in case you missed it while panic scrolling.
The persona pin still glows faintly at her collar, but the daily swings have softened, less violent than before. Whenever things tilt too far, she texts Miles, and somehow a single call or coffee with him resets the noise.
Remember, the goal is not to delete every persona. It is to choose them, not be possessed by them. You get to decide when to put on the confident strategist hat and when to just be Lena in sweatpants.
The real test comes when Grayson shows up again. Brightline hires NovaPixel as a minor partner on a side project, and he walks into the conference room like he owns it.
Well, this is unexpected. Looks like you landed on your feet after all, Lena. I hope you remember who sharpened you.
The pin hums, offering up a dozen personas at once. The Ice Queen, the anxious intern, the bubbly people pleaser.
Nope, not today.
She reaches up, fingers closing around the metal and unfastening it from her collar.
Actually, I sharpened myself. You just held the knife and pretended it was generosity.
Careful, Brightline might not be thrilled to hear their shiny new hire talking like that.
On the contrary, we value clarity here. Lena has been an asset from day one. Your firm is lucky to be in the room. Do not mistake that.
Grayson's mouth snaps shut, eyes flashing as he realizes the power dynamic has flipped.
We will see how long the honeymoon lasts.
After the meeting, Lena stands in the hallway holding the pin in her palm, its surface now cool and dull.
So, what are we doing with your cursed personality accessory?
I think I am done letting it pick who I am.
She walks across campus that evening to meet Miles for a student mental health event he invited her to. The auditorium buzzes with nervous undergrads clutching free pizza. A microphone set up at the front for anonymous questions.
Tonight is about dropping the performance and telling the truth about how you are really doing. No branding, no perfect answers, just messy reality.
At the back of the room, Lena fingers the pin one last time, then steps up to the trash can and lets it fall. The drop is quiet, but inside her something loud unlocks.
If I keep it, I will always wonder who I could be with its help. I want to find out who I am without it.
When the open mic portion begins, her legs move before fear can stop them.
Hi, I am Lena, a recovering persona addict. I spent years trying to be whoever would get me the least criticism and the most crumbs of praise. It almost broke me. But walking away from the version of success that hated me saved my life. I still get scared that the real me is not enough, but I am slowly choosing her anyway.
Applause rises, scattered at first, then swelling as students recognize pieces of themselves in her confession. Miles watches from the side of the stage, eyes bright, pride softening his usually sharp expression.
You were incredible up there.
I was sweaty and shaking and forgot half the smart things I wanted to say.
Exactly. You were real, and that is why they listened. For the record, I liked every persona you showed me, but I am in love with the one who just threw away that pin.
That is good, because she is the one you are stuck with.
They walk out into the cool night air side by side, campus lights glowing around them like a low-key movie set. Lena feels no script tugging at her edges, no costumes snapping into place, just the quiet, terrifying, beautiful weight of being herself.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.